Do you think this is a game, chat? Hmm? Do you think we're doing this for fun, chat? Hmm? Do you think I enjoy waking up at 1 p.m. my time and losing my precious morning hours, which consist of 1 p.m. until 4 p.m. Do, do you think I enjoy losing these hours, chat? Hmm? Do you think do you think I enjoy I'm stalling to find the exact playlist, sorry. Demonic chanting. 10 hours. Do you think it's your time? It's not. It's your time, not mine. Sorry. I got my time zones mixed up. Do you do you think it's okay for all of you to just not give a damn about the things that you tell me that you're going to do for yourself? It's not even for me. It's for you. Do you think I want to wake up at 1 p.m. and waste my 1 to 4 morning hours for no reason at all to come on and see nothing being done by any of you? Look what happens to those who fight back. Look what happens to those who come on and believe that they're better than all of us. Look at this. Why are you pinging me at 6 a.m. on a Saturday? BAM! The gun is loaded. The gun is loaded and it's aimed right at your head, chat. Only you can avoid being shot. I don't know. I try to figure out something to say. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Accountability Circle. It's time to throw hands. Some of you have died. This is because some of you did not believe that this was a real thing that we're doing here. You didn't believe that you could die, and so therefore when you died, it came as a surprise. Well, I'm going to tell you, it's not a surprise. It's not a secret. This is real. I care about this. Do you know why? It's like an ant farm. Okay, I see my little ants. All of you are ants. It doesn't mean that you're a small person. It just means that you're ants. Although I know that some of you are quite small. And every ant has a different role. You see a door ant, and their head is a door, and they hold the door. You see the food ant, who spends their entire life getting ants. Yeah, and then you have like the one ant that can talk and dance exactly like that ant. Wait, why is that? Did I actually add that? Why is that dancing so strong? Oh yeah, and then you have the backshot ants. He doesn't care. He wants to play God with us. Yeah? Is that so wrong? Is that so wrong? Kawhi Leonard is a naturally evil person because his laugh follows the same cadence as an evil person. No, there's nothing wrong with that. Do you know why? I don't have control over the rest of my life, so I gotta get control somewhere else, okay? That's the only way that this is gonna work. It's the only time that I get control of my life is here, in this little circle. Even in this one server, I don't have control anywhere else. You know the mod? She deletes my messages on a daily basis. I type things and they just keep disappearing. I don't even have control of my own server, chat. I don't even have control of my own server. You think I stream because I want to? You think I give it? You think I'm here because I want to? Ah! I'm being watched every single day. They keep telling me to go live on stream, and there's nothing left. Sorry. I don't even know what that sounded like. That must have sounded awful. Sorry. Chat, what is the schizo bit? The schizo bit! The schizo bit. You're lucky you posted an update to your goal. You don't understand. My hand reached over and I felt the metaphorical gun. I felt it. I rested my hand on the handle of the metaphorical gun, and my finger laid on the trigger, ready to fire. You're lucky you posted your update. This schizo bit is me reminding all of you that this is a real thing. That the reason why I at you is because all of you have but by the way, this is a completely consensual thing. Like all of you have consented to being here. This is an optional, like you define your own membership to this thing. I don't even force anyone to do it. You just show up and you do it. You know what I mean? I'm not the one who's like forcing people to like do it. But that's part of it. I'm gonna keep adding you until you do it. And so don't be like Nagi, okay? Don't be like Nagi with his smart assery. 6 a.m. on a Sunday. Yeah? Well, you should have put your fucking goals in, you fucking loser! You loser! You randomly started to smell perfume smell in your apartment. Are you dying? Maybe. Actually, I've heard apparently almond. Apparently, if you smell almond, it's like cyanide or something. Does it smell like almond? If it smells like almond, then you're probably gonna die of cyanide. But however, I also don't know if that's true. Because actually, this is funny to think about, okay? So, like, think about this. If you know that cyanide smells like almond, doesn't that imply that you're going to die within the next 5 seconds? And so it's like, how would we know that that's true? Like, everyone who's ever known that piece of information about, like, what a certain poison smells like, they died immediately after. Like, it's like, how do you know what carbon monoxide smells like? We say it doesn't smell like anything, but is that true? What if like everyone who smelled it just died? So we have no evidence of what it smells like. Or what if think about water. Everyone who drinks water dies eventually, right? What if water smells like something? But no one's alive to tell you what it smells like. It's hard to tell. Anyways, we have some new updates coming in. Thank you all. Thank you. I have some questions for some of you. So it's actually good that you're here for actually all of you, because I'm actually curious about some of the goals that you all got up to. I also got updates on my goals as well. And so I'm glad to see that everyone's here. Again, if you feel like you don't want to take a part in this, all joking aside, you don't have to. But as a new system, as you stay within here, I will keep adding you until you do stuff, okay? The only person who has leniency is the mod. It's because she has to be in here so she can help me moderate. So it's like, she used to take part. I still add her. She muted the thread, actually. But I'm not going to kick her specifically because she has to be here to help me like deal with issues while I'm gone. But for everyone else, while you're in here, one of the new things that I'm going to do is I'm going to add you at random times. So you might get so you literally like your phone might be, by the way, whoever's Discord on their phone, you're a sicko. Can I say something about that? You're a sicko. What do you mean you have Discord on your phone with notifications active? That's crazy. I would do no notifications at nighttime. I don't even care if there's a fire. Like, if there's a fire, I'm gonna die. It's fine. At least I got like a good 6 hours of sleep before I died, right? Yeah. That's a new system. If you feel like you don't want that, you may leave the circle. To leave the circle, I actually don't know how you leave the circle. How does one leave the circle? I can close the post. I don't want to close the post. How do I leave the circle? Oh shit. oh shit. Oh, wait, do any of you know how to leave the circle? Oh. Okay, well, if you want to leave the circle, just let me know and I'll force you to leave it, okay? If you want to leave, I can help you leave the circle. For some reason, you can't leave yourself. If I'm having Discord on the phone, the notification sounds get out of sync, and you start getting notifications that were sent out to you. Yes! Oh my god, I thought that was just me. I thought it was just me having that problem. Yeah, something about the system is broken. Like, I don't really get it. It's weird too, because I mean, obviously notifications are a whole separate system. You have to go to the push server and they'll send the people, right? But there's no way that it takes hours. Like, hours for them to go out of sync. And so really, what I think it is that whatever they have on their back end, this is broken. Whatever they have to sync up the status of it, because it's like, they're trying to do that thing of you get a notification here, but not there. This is my theory, and my theory is based on the idea that it seems to fit all of the systems. You're gonna be stuck in meetings now. No, wait, before you go, listen to my theory. Listen to my theory about queuing. No. My theory is that they have two queues. They have a queue for, but also have a good time in the meeting. I hope that you're okay. Okay, so the theory of queuing is that because they have a system for queuing for both, what happens is that as the queue gets fuller and fuller and fuller, as more and more people send things, their queue can't possibly go through all notifications, and so don't get fired. Don't get fired. Please have a good day. Please have a good day at work. Okay, bye. Okay. Yeah, my theory is that they have two different queue systems, okay? My theory is that their queue system doesn't go through the messages fast enough. So what happens is that it goes into one queue and then it fires and then it syncs with the other and then it says, okay, I fired it here because I checked that they're online and so therefore you don't have to. But my theory is that because the queue gets too full and the queue running doesn't work very well, it doesn't really work very well. Because that's the only way that I can think of how you would be able to do it in such a way that you guarantee at least one fires. It's a guaranteed send system versus a maybe send system. But I also don't know if that's the best system because realistically what you could do and what you probably should do is are they online and active on the desktop application, aka have you received a heartbeat from the desktop application? If no, then just send it to their phone. Like it feels like a very obvious answer of just send it. Or even like just send both. Like what does it really matter? You know what I mean? I don't know. It just seems sort of weird. Like maybe you have to delay it by 5 seconds. But this is the thing, right? It's because they have to delay it by some amount to guarantee that you've seen the notification on desktop to not resend it to you on mobile. That makes it probably run into that issue. At least that's just my theory. It's my theory and I'm sticking with it. Just send both, 5head. Just send both. This guy, sorry. I really do think that sending both is actually the play, because the moment that you get into some fancy system of like, no, we can only send one notification, it's like a guaranteed one system. Like as a system, a guaranteed one system is one of the more complicated things to build out because there's so many different characteristics that you have to deal with based on whatever the underlying thing is, and then you have to make it work. And within this just one system, when in reality, none of these systems are just once. All these systems just sort of go their own way. By the way, you tried Big Arch. It's shit. Sorry, for a second, I thought you meant I thought you meant Big Arch as if it was like an Arch Linux distro. I thought you meant Big Arch as in like an Arch Linux distro. And I was like, what is a big arch? And then I was like, oh, wait a minute. It's a McDonald's burger. Oh, that's funny. That is funny. It's by the way, I tried the Big Arch Linux distro. It's shit. Big Arch. Yeah, exactly. Big Arch by the way, yeah. Maybe they do send both, but it just sucks. It could. Also, that's as much as about that. What exactly was the Big Arch? Anyways, it's just a big piece of meat, right? Sorry, I know we're getting sidetracked immediately, but the accountability circle is both a sidetrack because we have to keep people's attention while also being a real thing that we do in order to try and get people to focus on the things that they want to do. The Big Arch meal. So it's wondering why this is the most McDonald's burger yet. So 2 juicy quarter-pound beef patties laid with 3 slices of melty white cheddar. You know what? It does sound bad. I mean, just the cheddar alone, it just doesn't sound that appealing. And then the new Big Arch sauce, tangy, creamy, perfect balance of mustard, pickle, sweet tomato. Ew. Sweet tomato flavors. 1.6 K calories and ain't no way. Dude, that's why I always feel like that whenever I see a McDonald's meal. There's so many calories packed into the meal that I'm like, but it doesn't even fill you up. Like that's the thing that really messes with me is that it never makes you feel full. You know? McDonald's doesn't fill you up the same way that Burger King does. You know what I mean? Like Burger King, you know that the king has your back. Like the king is gonna fill you up from top to bottom. He's gonna fill you up and he's gonna fill you up for a long time. Okay? The king keeps you full for hours because it's primarily fiber in their meats. Compared to the reality of McDonald's, which is mostly just, I don't know, water and liquid. No wonder you had shits the size of a rat. Rat! you as you wipe and then a giant rat just like falls out of your asshole or something. That's good. But yeah, this doesn't seem good. Because the sauce doesn't seem like a good compliment. Versus like, and also like, how much was this for you? Because I bet you this was $20 or something over here. If I go to, is there like a way to see the prices? Can I get like a way to pick up? Yeah, I bet you this is at least $20. The meal is 19 euros. Are you kidding me? Holy shit. Chat, you know, back in my day, you want to see a McDonald's dollar menu? Look at this. But you had discount, so 11 euros. Yeah, back in my day, you could get a McDouble for $1. You'd walk in, get a McDouble for $1. You walk home, you would have $5 that day, okay? I used to go to work, used to spend all my money on rent, used to have $3 left over. And I was like, okay, well, I've got nothing else. I'm gonna starve. I've got some instant noodles, and I've got, you know, a couple of things of instant noodles and some vegetables that I was able to get for like free from various places. And then I've got, you know, $2. And I was like, you know what? Let's just go to McDonald's. Get a single McDouble, and you get a nice McDouble to eat. You have some extra change from somewhere else, so you get like maybe 2 McDoubles if you can pay the tax, and it's good. It's good. It's just someone already made a fork with that name, Arch Linux, Big Arch. McDonald's new Big Arch Linux Brazil. What? r/Linux Brazil. Big Arch Linux Brazil. What is this? What? Why is there Brazil? Club de Criacao. Big Arch. You have to build your burger using commands. My favorite product. No hamburger product. At least the Linux CEO uses and likes the product. Hope there's sausage in the middle. Why would someone use Arch Linux? What is this? I'm tired of Arch. Reacting to me. What is Linux Brazil? Chat. Wait, it's actually... Wait, I thought it was a shit post. It's actually Brazilian. Wait. What? You just never really expected, eh? Wow. I thought it was a joke that this was, you know, Brazil. Like, it's like, oh, it's like thing in Brazil. But no, it's actually Brazilian. Sorry. That's funny. Anyways, go watch the report of the week. He probably talks about it. It's not a little arch or the mid-side. It's the big arch. The hell is this? Airings? Wait, chat. No shit. He puts his video on the radio. The Big Arch? Yeah, the Big Arch. And look, he puts his chat. We can actually listen to this. I swear this guy is immortal. He's been like 19 for 76 years at this point. As soon as I saw the first bite, oh no, not the CEO bite. The sarcasm, the self-awareness, the humor, the dignity, the honesty, the fashion, the passion. It's all there. It's perfect. The mystery, he looks as young as he started the channel, but gets more refined each year. The CEO bites killed me. Legend. What's the CEO bite? Let's see a CEO bite. Because, again, this burger got popular because the CEO bit the burger and was like, hey, what a delicious product. Do your CEO bite. He's doing the CEO bites. He's doing... Oh, yeah, also, are you done with the meeting? This is the new sandwich. He did the CEO bite. That was a good CEO bite. Delicious CEO bite. Done for now. Yes. Oh, I see. It's a follow-up meeting, eh? And now you've got to wait for the follow-up, and you have to book the follow-up, and now you have to deal with the follow-up later. I love those follow-up meetings where they force you to follow up and then follow up again. And then you keep following up. And then you have meeting notes where you have to follow up on the meeting notes to make sure that the meeting notes were accurate. So you get every eyewitness to the meeting to go into that follow-up meeting to make sure that the notes are organized properly. And then you have to have a meeting to let people know that the notes are being disseminated. Then you have to have a meeting to go over the notes that were disseminated. Meetings are an entire structure. It's a living structure in and of itself. I want you to know that that's why we have no meetings here. We actually have 0 meetings here. We live our life on the edge of society. Okay, this circle. The best part about the circle is that there isn't a single meeting. You just happen to get called out at 2 a.m. and that's the only cost, right? 2 meetings after. Already doing 3 this morning. There's no work getting done today. You know what? That's a classic. I do hate how there's always some meetings, and you know what? So this is the thing about corporate America, or like just like corporate world in general, that I've always noticed, right? Mondays are a dead day because of meetings. And only maybe one or two of the meetings are really important. Most of the meetings don't really do much. And then Fridays are a dead day because you can't deploy and everybody's in weekend mode. There's not really much to do. You just sort of compile your notes for the next Monday. So you only really work 3 days a week, but they force you to come into the office 5 days a week. And then, in those 3 days a week, you're expected to do 7 days of work. And then you somehow have to, finish all the stuff within 2 weeks. And it's like, I don't know if this is possible. and then, okay? So not only do you have this weird thing, they then say dropping it down to 4 days a week would be impossible, despite the fact that it already happens with the Monday meetings. Well, you get that there's 30 minutes in between each, but what are you supposed to do besides... What are you supposed to do then besides wait for the next meeting? Exactly, yeah. Because 30 minutes is just not enough time. Leon! Yeah, because it's... Wait, how come the other Leon dance didn't work? Oh, shoot. Did small Leon break? No, small Leon worked. It's just the bot broke, sorry. You need Leon. You need Leon emotes to make you happy. Well, you also need your own goals to be read on stream, and I think your goals, all of you have committed to your goals, and you've all succeeded. So we will make you happy. Wait, there's a lot. There's a bunch of the O emotes. Wait, Fiki? It's just called Tag Fiki. Holy shit! Thank you. That's a lot of Fiki emotes. Actually, that's good. You need to add them to your stream too. They're really good emotes. You should add big naturals too. Apparently, that's an emote. But yeah, that half an hour, I have no clue what you do. Because again, it's not enough time to do anything, really, right? And it's the same thing with life, too. This is why the accountability circle is hard. It's why you have to hold yourself accountable. Because in those little pockets of time, you might say, oh, I'll just do nothing. I'll just sit here on my sofa. Yeah! You want to sit on your sofa? You could be doing something with your life. Unlike Nagi, who got banned from the channel. Chat, I was going to have a structure to this, by the way. But I lost the structure. I forgot to write. I wrote it in a text file, and then I forgot to save the text file probably because my PC restarted because my PC blue screened. I don't know why it's been blue screening. So I've lost the text file. So the structure is we simply go from top to bottom. Next time I have all of your goals in one place. I read all the goals, and then we read all of the results from those goals. Okay, it's gonna be a much better structure next time. But this time we're gonna have to go from top to bottom. We're gonna have to jump back and forth. And for every single goal that gets completed, I will add a new Fiki emote and a new Leon emote. You know what? Every person who completes a goal, you choose which 7TV emote that you want to add to the channel. I'm adding more incentives. I have to bribe you into doing the things that you wanted to do anyways that you joined to be able to do in the first place. That's the incentive. You can add whatever emote that you want to the channel. As long as you complete your goals, that's the incentive. Also, for some reason, it says message could not be loaded, so every now and then you'll see me just keep scrolling up for a bit. We'll start from the very top. We'll go to the bottom. We have number 1, Yuki Potato. Okay, with PW. I know what PW2 is. Private server. More Leon and Lika. I wish there was like a overlay of like a tongue. Imagine an overlaid tongue where the tongue licks. Overlaid on top of any emote, and then you have that emote overlaid on top of Leon as the tongue licks Leon. If you find that, you can add it to the channel by completing your goals. Because Yuki, honestly, this is kind of a ballsy goal to make a 3D animation within a week. I feel like it's in the same way of me saying I'm going to make a game within a week, and game jams are sort of interesting in that I feel like for a game jam, you have to know a lot about your tooling and have a lot of different tooling in place to help you make the game idea come to life. And so for me, a 3D animation, making that within a week, that might be my magnum opus for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? Like, it might take me forever to actually go ahead and then do it. Hee tool. He's a tool. The streamer's a tool. And so I want to see what happened to Yuki's goal, because all of you were giving updates recently. And sorry, there was like a giant circle here when I kept adding people. And eventually, we also got to the art channel thing. And eventually, you all posted your updates down here. And so we're going to see what happens as I scroll down further. And every time I do this, by the way, every time I do this, you get to see Nagi get executed. Look at this. What a fool. He believes that he's exempt from the rules, that he can simply talk back to me within the circle. Look, and this is perfect because it's one after the other. Two examples of a good chatter and a bad chatter. Okay, bad chatter fights back, says, "Why are you pinging me at 6 a.m. on a Sunday for a thing that's literally called the accountable accountants?" Okay. Good chatter says, "I was dead asleep at that time, but anyways, I'm gonna give you my goal and I'll give you an update on it." Then I had to shoot him. He's gone. He's dead. You'll be excised from the circle. Immediately gone. Boom. And then I made this image within 5 minutes because I was like, I really want to turn this into a cult. Anyways, Yuki's update. They failed! How about every time someone fails, I shouldn't excise them. No, because I'm thinking about this, right? Because one consequence of failing is that you have to admit that you're a failure, and I think that that's a huge consequence. And so I didn't want to add a new consequence on top of that to make it more painful, right? But maybe I should. Maybe I should add a consequence in the form of like a timeout box. Yeah, like a timeout box. Oh. The consequence is you have to eat the McDonald's Big Arch, their new product line. On menus today. What happens when life gets in the way, though? That's the thing. See, that's the thing. See, because the whole thing about this, right? And I even said it at the very top, where it's like, it's not meant to be a strict thing. It's meant to be a lenient thing, where it's like, the only thing that's strict is that your membership in it must be consistent, in the sense of it doesn't work unless the membership is consistent. But it's also lenient in the sense that I nor anybody else doesn't really care if you get your goals done. Only you do. And so if you find that something else is more important, I think it's important for you to pivot and deal with that thing. Because that's what happened with all of my goals. All of my goals is I found something more important to do. So I decided to do that instead. I only recently found out that some people in my family are going back to Vietnam for 2 weeks. So I have to figure out a whole bunch of things and timing for the next week. And also for this entire week. It's been very painful, actually. Not in like a painful emotional thing. Painful as in like I don't get to sleep in anymore. So I think it's important to be lenient, but it's also important to be honest. And so it's like if people are honest about sort of what's going on, not to say that like we need to know if life gets in the way. Like if someone in your family dies, you don't have to tell us. I don't want people to have to feel obligated to like open up about what happened in their life. Sometimes bad things happen, and sometimes you just want that moment. But that's why it's a bit of a weird thing. If it's too lenient, the whole thing falls apart and doesn't work. If it's not lenient enough, then people are going to feel obligated to say, sorry, my father died or my mother died. And it's like, okay, well, now everyone has to deal with that. Not to say that, like, they're sad. I'm just saying that, like, that's a lot to manage here, okay? When I was a team lead for a brief period of time, because I hated that role and I stepped down after. The worst thing was having to deal with like as soon as I got there, but my team member's family died. And I was like, oh my god, and I didn't know what to do, but I did manage to get him some good paid time off on top of the original paid time off that he had on top of the bereavement. I was like, just go take your time. But that was a moment where I went, I don't know if I like the feelings that are coming from this. I like being in a space where I don't know enough about my coworkers, Like, I don't care what's happening, I don't care if your family dies. Not to say that, like, I don't care if your family dies. I care that you're sad, but the reason why I'm not friends with my coworkers is because it makes my life easier, okay? That's why. Anyways, all this to say... what the hell is going on with my Discord? Why is there a button that keeps popping up? Okay, this seems to work. All this to say, that as far as we know, Yuki's family did not die. They just didn't make the 3D animation. However, that's just how it goes, okay? Sometimes you fail, life gets in the way, and that's okay. If life gets in the way, that's fine. We try to find the spaces in between when life gives us a moment to breathe, and those are the moments that we try to live our lives the best that we can, because the important thing is that we do have to be responsible for life, and I think it's important. And actually, I think +2 to them because they were being responsible. Nuke them. We can't just nuke everyone that we see. We can't just nuke everybody who fails. If we did that, this channel would be empty. If we did that, I wouldn't even be in this channel. If we did that, even I wouldn't be in this channel. We can't just nuke everyone that we see. Nuke the server. Delete server. I just pressed the button. All of a sudden, the whole server's gone. That'd be funny. One manager you had was awful. Your grandma died. You emailed them. Then they forwarded it to the whole team. What the Why? Yeah, exactly. Just say that you'll be out. Yeah, exactly. Because you like, that's crazy. I'm sorry. That is more than awful. That is like, that's brain dead from them. What? My condolences to you, because everything that my team says to me is purely confidential, even towards the rest of the company. Because again, it's sort of loyalty to the team, and also like I'm responsible for it, whatever, right? They have to feel a level of safety and trust. That's not how you get safety and trust. That's how you get safety and trust at all. Like, I know that the IT team can see the email, but the IT team is respectful enough not to talk about what they see. And yet the manager can't. The manager just sends it to all two. That's messed up. Anyways, sorry, not to say anyways, but I hope that you don't work there anymore, because that pisses me off. I used to have managers like that too, who did not know any level of social skills. Same person, by the way, who hated women. Like, he actually really hated women for some reason. He, like, every single woman who joined the team had negative things to say about him, but we couldn't get rid of him because he was the CTO and he was best friends with the CEO. It was so fucked. So I hate people like that categorically, because to me they're all sort of the same. They're like bugs. They're like cockroaches. They're worse than humans, but not like the good cockroaches, like the streamer Tarek and stuff. Oh, you quit that bitch. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. See, in the spaces in between, when life gives us a moment to breathe, those are the moments that you have to hold on to, that you grasp firmly within your hands, and you say, I'm out this bitch. I'm done with this bitch. I'm done with this shit. Because honestly, that actually sucks. My condolences. But also, you should you should actually write that. You know what? I've always wondered. I feel like there needs to be like a rate your professor, but for your managers. Like, if I had to rate my manager, I think my life would go so much better. Where the majority of the managers that I would get would be too afraid to be dickish, and so that way my life would feel better. I think there should be a rate my employee thing. She hated you for some reason. She blocked you from many things. Holy shit. Sorry. Also tangent related to that, but I never understood that type of person, because I've seen that type of person. I actually had to manage a dispute because of a type of person like that. Yeah. For some reason, people just hate people for really no reason. It's sort of odd. I had this one coworker who was like, "Hey, you know this other coworker of ours?" And I'm like, "Yeah, she's like nice." We were talking about her, and then she was like, "Well, actually, I was wondering if you could help me." And I was like, "Oh, what do you need help with?" And she's like, "Well, it's weird, but she hates me." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "What?" I was like, "What do you mean that she hates you?" And then she was like, "Yeah, she, every time I talk to her, she just talks down to me." And you know, not to say that I thought she was lying, but I was thinking to myself, like, it can't be that bad, right? And then she showed me the messages, and then like the before and after. And Slack is interesting in that when you delete a message in Slack, it shows you what you delete. Okay. And I even refreshed a page to make sure it's there. No messages were deleted. This person was just really nice, and then all of a sudden, this person was just being mean. And I even asked her after, like, the other person, and she told me that she hated her because she was, and I quote, she came from a boot camp. Like, she's not that smart. And I was like, yeah, but she came from a boot camp, but she only did the boot camp because she was a product manager at Google. She already knew how to do it. She just needed to get the certificate to show that she can do it for some reason. I was like, it's a whole different problem. I was like, she's more qualified than either of us. She just has confidence issues. And I'm not kidding you. The 4 years that I worked there my 4 years with her was trying to build her confidence up. It was literally me helping this person gain confidence so she could just, you know, like, now she's a senior and she does crazy things. But It's crazy how many people will just hate a person for no reason and will just make up these reasons in their head, and it's almost that quick snap decision of like, I don't like the way that you look, and so I'm gonna treat you like shit. But you're coworkers, so you see them every single day. It's like, what are you doing? It's like that mean person attitude never really leaves. It's like that type of person never really leaves high school. It's weird. And then I wondered to myself, how did we hire this person? How are these people getting hired on a daily basis, but other people aren't? Like that's the thing that pisses me off the most. Is that you'll see assholes get hired on a daily basis, and yet all the good people don't. You'll have people just starving because they can't find a job, and all the assholes that get hired every single day. Like that person, when we eventually fired her because she started being an asshole to everybody. Everybody had issues with her at some point, despite everybody being very nice to Goryeo. When she was fired, she got hired immediately somewhere else. As far as I could tell, she still has a job. It's crazy. You wish you had a job so you could quit. Sorry, I just saw that. And you know what's crazy? You don't have a job, but these people do. She blocked you for many things. She even tried to stop you from taking PTO when you had people from overseas visiting. You said, too bad. Yes, thank you. You had backup for a reason. Yes. It was approved 2 weeks in advance. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, put your foot down for your PTO because that's messed up. That's your PTO. You literally, in many ways, pay for that PTO by taking the role, taking the trade-off of pay. Like a lot of things go into giving you that amount of PTO legally, but also like on top of what you have to give up in terms of the role itself. That's yours. That's yours. Okay, it should be a protected thing, but for some reason it's not. I really don't know why people are allowed to just say no to you. It's such a stupid system. It should be if I want to take out on the day of something major, I should be allowed to take off. And it's up to the system to survive. Not that you should, but I think that I should. But yeah, that's good. It's good that you put your foot down. Because honestly, I don't know why people are like that. Again, it's like that weird high school attitude. Or like just a weird mean table attitude. That mean person who just wants to pick a fight with everyone. It's like, just leave this shit, man. Life is over. Like, sorry, not that life is over, but like, we don't need to do this stuff anymore. We can just live our life very normally. We could live our life as adults, be cordial with each other, but sometimes it's too much. But you know what's not too much yet? The accountability circle. Because again, I need to remind all of you, this is an entirely voluntary effort. This right here that you see is an entirely voluntary effort. By the way, Nagi, the smartass that he is, I want you to see his other message here. Nagi was here before. And do you know what? Nagi put goals down. And he didn't even give us an update. And then he decided to be a smartass right down here to pretend to be like, oh, why'd you ping me? Boom! I blasted him into oblivion. I blasted him. He's in multiple parts now. Hopefully, this next person will survive too. This is V. V is a newcomer to this, who has now been here twice now. She gave us the update last time from when she was here, so that was my bad. I didn't realize that she gave the update, but she actually did have a good update, and it was good. And then I think she's also taking part in this one as well. Wait, did I? I think I mistakenly thought that her update was her goal, so I never pinged her. Okay, well, she's exempt because I failed. I gotta shoot myself. Instead, we have Beetle, who also gave an update. Oops, wait, sorry. They also gave a quick summary. They can do a quick summary. Yeah, sorry. Wait, did I also forget to do Beetle because I forgot to ping him? Because I think I also forgot to ping Beetle because I thought that they gave a goal. Okay, I have to shoot myself again. See, the problem is that, when the things get out of sync and people don't follow the system, I gotta figure out all these different things, all these different threads. Okay, sorry, that was my bad. Okay, well, Beetle and them no longer have to give goals for this time. They're exempt. We move on to the next non-exempt person, which is 4596, who's right here, right now. They wanted to figure out how to get to IKEA before it closes for a bookcase, which is so true, because think about this. Every single store closes when you're done work. So the only people who can go to stores and banks are people who take time off of work. I'm not even kidding you. One day I had to work at the office, but the office was still a bit too far from a bank. But then I knew that during one of the days we had to deliver something to a warehouse that was near there because we were running a factory around there, and we had to install a system. And usually the software team, we didn't want to go out there because it's too far. I was like, no, I'll go. I'll go this time, and I'll just get it done on site really quickly. And everyone was patting me on the back, and they were going, "Oh, you're such a good worker. Thank you, coworker. Thanks, man. Thanks for taking one for the team." Chat. I only did that because the factory was beside a bank, my bank, so I could actually go to the bank and do my banking that I had to do for weeks that I couldn't find time to. Because when I'm done work, even when I ran, even when I sped ran, even when I took a taxi, it still wasn't enough time. The bank would be closed, and I didn't want to take time off because I wanted to save my time off for later. I had to find a convoluted system where I'm the one on site deploying something in a factory that's like for some reason still in this like downtown core, just to be able to go to my bank because it had a bank branch really close to it for some reason. It's crazy. And I don't know why, but this is a common problem for every store. Clothing stores, furniture stores, only grocery stores seem to be 24/7, and even after COVID, they stopped being 24/7. Chat, I miss shopping at the wee early hours of 6 a.m. for groceries, when the next shipment would come in and you would get the fresh batch of goods. I also miss shopping at 3 a.m. when we inevitably got too high and we got hungry. And we would want to go make something at 3 a.m. and it was like a weekend or something. Now you can't do now you can't do either. It's 8 till 8. And if it takes you 3 hours to get to the grocery store, I'm sorry, but you're too late. It's closed. You want to test your dip pens, and they want to come up with more server rules and announcements. And on the creative side, I like how they put. By the way, I really like their organization of the goals because they put goals as in things that they want to do here, and then they put Krita as if it's like a curse. They put Krita in its own section as if it were a curse that they have to deal with. This is something that they have to do. This is something that they want to do. This is Krita is a curse. I'm gonna open mine right now. They want to continue with the shading of the project. Only 3 more sections to do the leg belts and the cloak. And I saw her shading, and I understood exactly what she meant by it's very painful to do, because I swear. All I saw was a marshmallow for 3 hours. It really is difficult. Touch up the line work where they overcolor, and they want to start not work. So they want to avoid working on their new Krita project. Only work on it on the couch. They wanted to take a moment to finish their existing project. It was a good marshmallow. It actually made me hungry, so I had to go get the marshmallow with the coffee, which I'm surprised that you've never tried. It is really good. You just drop it in there. It's nice and creamy. It's really good. And let's see their update. This is not the update. This is the Resident Narcissist. By the way, Resident Narcissist, if you're a resident artist or anything and you want to show off what you can do, self-promote inside here. Everybody, like, this is a default. Anybody can view this channel. So if this is not some inner circle where only some people will view your stuff, everybody knows what you do by default. Everybody is forced into membership of this channel. This is your place to shout out. So Mint, go. The artists have already gone. I don't know what anyone else does. Does anyone else do anything? I don't know. I know Hev does stuff too. Anyways, if you do stuff and you want to make money, just put your stuff in here, okay? But that was that, and then 4596 was 4596. There we go. They went to IKEA. You went to IKEA. You didn't like anything that they had. Damn. That's also the hard part. This is the thing, okay? There's no guarantee that the stores. Can I say something? Why do stores rotate their inventory? I hate that. I actually do hate when IKEA discontinues a piece of furniture that they had. Because in my mind, what if I want that exact piece of furniture? Because somebody else that I know has it and I want exactly what they have. But you can't have that. So you have to go. You have to leave. And you have to go find something else somewhere else. It sucks. And it felt so cheap. It was still $500. Yes. Yeah, IKEA is interesting in that. So let's go to the IKEA site, okay? Because I had this exact same complaint with IKEA recently. Because my wife and I used to shop fairly often at IKEA, not a lot, but like just to get like a good basic set of things. It used to be really, really good. I'm on a VPN, so this should be all good. Although I think my VPN is going to switch the language at some point. Because for some reason, my VPN always puts me in Montreal. But let's take the sofas, for instance. I think the sofas are where you feel it the most. This sofa looks so nice, right? They used to have an older sofa that was even better. It was way more comfy. It actually felt really good. It's the sofa that we have. Our friends have the newer version of the sofa. It sucks. We even found the sofa before they discontinued it in IKEA, and it sucked. And all these new sofas feel like ass. And it's just awful. All of them are just awful. And it doesn't even look like the picture here, okay? So, like, this is all mostly fake. Imagine it's much more sunken in, much flatter. It doesn't even look nearly as comfortable. And this is like $1,000. See that? Love seat with a chaise for $1,000. And this thing's $2,000, and this thing feels like ass. I have someone, I know a friend who has this right now. It's awful. And I don't understand why all these furnitures feel terrible. IKEA used to be fairly reasonably priced. Our sofa was $500, I think around that, and was much higher quality than this. They just kept bumping up the prices. They keep reaching into this like faux luxury segment that I don't think is working for them, because I've stopped shopping there entirely. Even I only really go there for their food court to go look at the interior stuff just to get some ideas, but we don't ever buy things there. You're looking at dressers, and your goodness, it was so bad. Yes, NRL, yes. And the worst part is that they're dressers too. So if I go to storage furniture, these things, they fall apart so quickly. Wrong one. Inflation. Isn't that the fetish? No. No, just kidding. But no, it's like, because inflation's one thing, right? But then it's like, there's no way inflation adds $1,500 to the tag price. So it's like, there has to be something else on top of that too. And I don't know what it is, but as far as I can tell, inflation as it is tracked by, different sources seems to be different. Oh, that's what you meant. Oh, true. Yeah, that's, yeah. Oh, wait, no, you meant the kink. Oh, that's what you meant. Yeah, true. Okay, good. Yeah, see, these dressers look really nice, right? In person, they not only do they look awful, they're made of, so everything that they have is made of the flimsiest stuff in the world too. So again, the build quality is awful. You would think that they'd be much higher quality, but I can go to a local shop and get much better furniture made out of real wood compared to this stuff. Because this stuff is made out of that plywood thing, so when you press the bottom too hard or you fill it with too much stuff, it just collapses. This one, my niece bought this one, and since she moved out, she basically said, "Hey, uncle, can you just take this so I don't have to figure out how to throw it out?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I have it. Okay. The first time that I put it into the room, I put clothing in and I pressed it down so they could fit inside to try to like stuff it, and it fell apart. Like the bottom fell off. And I was like, this thing is dog shit. And this thing costed like 200, again, after taxes, like $280. And I thought to myself, what's the point? And the drawers don't come out all the way, so you're supposed to shove your clothes. Yes, you're supposed to shove it, because it doesn't go all the way out. You have to like slip them in to the inside. You have to shove them in and slide them in. It doesn't work. Nothing about these things work. And I don't know what the, like, basically, I don't really know what the point of IKEA is anymore. When it's literally cheaper to go make it yourself, in spite of the fact that you have to go and deal with all the tooling, or you go to a local place that like makes it for you, or it already has pieces pre-built. Like, it just doesn't really make any sense. Like, even for this, look at this. You have a pine wood. It looks like pine wood. This is 150, right? I could probably make this for $70-$80, and then also 40 hours of my life, because I'm not that good at it, but I could still do it. Okay, I could go and buy it from a local shop for 120, and it would be actually higher quality. It's actually impressive how poor sort of IKEA is as a whole now. It just sort of feels weird to me that they try to make this work, but I just don't think it works anymore. And I don't know what happened, because early on their stuff was pretty good. I would honestly say that stuff was pretty good value very early on compared to other things like Wayfair and stuff, but all of them, but they've joined the likes of things like Wayfair, where it's like this idea of convenience shopping for furniture, which doesn't really work, because furniture is a thing that you want to have for maybe 30 years, right? Like, you want a dresser that's going to last you 30 years. And they just decided not to bother with that anymore. They've decided to go towards this weird fast luxury segment, which doesn't really exist. It's sort of it's the same category as say Gucci, where you go to a Gucci store and every week there's a new piece or something, but it also costs $2,000. It doesn't really make sense. It's just sort of like, oh, well, why would they ever buy this week over week? Jump scare. Anyways, that's my rant on IKEA. I'm very glad that somebody else also had the IKEA rant. Thank you. Because I also thought that it was poop. You went to another furniture store and you bought a dresser there. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. See? That's it. Didn't have time to do anything else on my list. You had too many adulting things to do. And you know what? That's okay. At least you... Because here's the thing. At least we have the update system. Okay. Okay? And if it's a major thing, I don't want you to like update us. If someone dies, I don't want you to have to like, feel obligated to like say it. Because we're all trying here. We're all trying here. And you know what? At least you got something done. You, Kia. You know who just said that? Nagi. The person who I had to shoot to get out of the thread because they didn't want to play by the rules and they wanted to be a smartass. It's 6 a.m. on a Sunday. You were the first to fall. Who else will fall? Let it not be you. Anyways, thank you for dying as an example. You are now permanently banned from the accountability circle because you refused to play along with it. And you wanted to be a smartass with it. You are now gone from the accountability circle. Gone! And then V and Beetle have a pass because I forgot to add them. I forgot to add them. I actually keep forgetting to add them. But thank you for your updates and your goals. I'm glad that you got something done and that at least you got, and you know what? Life comes first. It's hard to do things. Life comes first. When is the next circle? You would know if you cared. Next up is Mint. Mint, are you here? Can I ask you a question? What is a project manifest? I actually was trying to read this and I don't know what this is, but I found a weird website that I think is funny because now I think that you're in some crypto scam. This is never an accountability circle. You missed out. You missed out on the closing sale. Uh-oh. You missed out on 90% off clearance. All goods. They want to create a project manifest for their Vector network app. And I want you to see this. When I googled Project Manifest, I got this website, which terrifies me. Look at this. Develop the ability to manifest your thoughts into reality through Project Manifest, which I thought was hilarious because it's like, isn't this what we're trying to do too? But then they have a shop, and they have, and look at this. It's like crypto scams. It's like, oh no, the greatest investment advice, Warren Buffett. And then look at this, chat. This channel's been going on for a while. Look at this. This channel has been trying to make things work for a very long time. But look at the ways that it's transformed. Okay, it used to be a Minecraft channel. It used to be a Minecraft channel. So look, this is their thing, right? So this is clearly like slop. This is clearly like rage bait, crazy slop. Okay. But like, if you look at it, it used to go from, and then look at this, and then look, like, what is this? It's just Minecraft. But what's crazy is that look at the Minecraft stuff. They've had more views overall. Account hacked? I don't know if it's an account hacked, because I think it fits. If you think about what this was doing, think about it. Growing the best village in Minecraft ever is the exact same idea behind this is the best investment advice that you'll ever find from Warren Buffett. It's the exact same system. It's Pocket Edition. How do you know that it's Pocket? How do you know that it's Pocket Edition? Also, sorry. Okay. So Project Manifest is just a plan for the project. Okay, that makes sense. Because I was very confused as to what the thing was. Like, I was like, what is this? I thought it was a web manifest thing, like the web manifest app thing, but I just couldn't figure it out. But that makes sense, yeah. I like planning things too. It helps with getting things done. Sorry, you've been busy with real life. That doesn't excuse what you did and what you said. That doesn't excuse anything that you did. That doesn't. Why did you have to be a smartass? What does this have to do with you being a smartass? What did you have to do? What does this have to do with you being a smartass? Again, it's okay if life gets in the way, okay? Either you let us know that, or you simply don't participate, that's fine. That just happens, okay? We count it as a failure even if life gets in the way, but that's just sort of the way that the system has to work. I can't account for every niche thing unless everyone DMs me the reasons why they're doing it. I have to like judge whether it's a good reason. That's just too much, right? So I consider all of you failures. But at least do that besides saying, why did I message you at 6 a.m.? You know why! You know why. The D-pad is on screen. Wait, you're right. It was. I was wondering what that UI was. At first, I thought it was like a bunch of block logos, but think about it, it was in the shape of a D-pad. Life haver. You're manifesting that your goals will be complete. Again, it's crazy because that website is literally the exact same thing. Best Minecraft employee. So yeah, thank you for letting us know what a project manifest is, because I was very surprised. Like, I was confused. I was like, wait, is this a competing system? Not to say that like the system has any real competition, because the system's dog shit, but I was like, it's funny that like somehow accidentally I found something that is matching very closely to what's happening here. And I was like, what is going on? So their update was they actually created the project manifest. Can we see the project manifest? You don't have to show it to us, but are we allowed to see it? Or is it in the same vein of my plans, where in my plans I say fuck, shit, and piss and pussy a lot? Like, I'll use a lot of swear words. Exactly, yeah. Like, maybe you should double check. Because I use a lot of words that I probably shouldn't use anymore, but I use them for myself because it's easier to get my feelings across. And so it's like, I don't think I could show... Like, the org files are really an attempt for me to sanitize and change my writing style to be much more publicly available and much more publicly good. But you know what? At least you completed your goal, chat. Who else had a goal here? Who else had a goal? I think you had a goal. Yeah, you had a goal, and also Lloyd Hentai had a goal. But I think Lloyd Hentai is currently at work. They'll update that after. Check if you're... And this chatter wanted to check if their old CRT TV will actually explode if they plug it in. Ideally in a safe way, but optional. What? Last time they plugged it in, you started to make a noise if it was going to blow up, and you plugged it immediately like a coward. Sorry, are you doing this because you want a game on a CRT TV with your emulators to get that classic scanline feeling? Because if so, I'm going to tell you, it's probably not worth it, because the chances of you dying is fairly high. Phosphorus gas is poisonous. It can kill you, and it can give you lifelong issues. CRT TVs exploding, it's like a frag grenade where you get glass shards in your face. I've seen pictures of the cases when it happened. It's not pretty. People get like really fucked up. And then you can't even fix it, because to fix it, you have to learn the systems to how to fix it. Because if you don't discharge it properly, it'll shock you and you can die. And if you don't open it properly, you could release phosphorus gas, which will kill you and you'll die. So it's like a double whammy. Yeah, to play old games. I'm going to tell you, it's just not worth it, but I kind of want to see your update, so let's see your update to see what happened. You're alive. Fuck. God damn it. I've already faked your life insurance to give the money to me. A little glass won't hurt you. Please don't take my advice. One chat, one jar. You're alive? It didn't explode. Google said it can only implode because of vacuum, but apparently it's rare. Please, for the love of God, please tell me you verified this across multiple sources in the same way that you would do research within school. Because if you trust the Google AI bot, I'm telling you that AI bot is wrong most of the time. You probably would have died. However, after working for some time, it started to smell funny. After smelling the smell, you start to feel funny. Apparently, it can be anything from burnt dust or burnt dead bugs inside the thing, or ozone from the electricity, or some components failing and starting to burn. You also felt like you saw something glowing orange inside the box, but maybe you're hallucinating. It also seems like there's quite a lot of interference in the picture. It's all wobbly bobbly. Okay, you have an electrical issue, and that smell that you're smelling is those components burning and creating toxic chemicals entering your lungs. It's actually a really good thing that you then turned it off, and maybe you stopped using it, or maybe you're still using it. It would be funny if you said this and you're still using it. But also, the fact that it's wobbly bobbly does mean that the thing is falling apart. And actually, the more that you use it, probably the more likely it is that it'll explode. Because at some point, listen, CRT TVs, okay, when they fail, they fail spectacularly. And they don't just short out and burn out. Sometimes they even explode. Okay, maybe you should be very careful with this. I wouldn't even bother repairing it necessarily. I would get somebody else to repair it and not DIY it, because you can die doing it. It is actually it's one of the few things that I wouldn't even touch with like a 10-foot pole to repair. And I know what I'm doing. And I would never touch a CRT TV, if only because the risk is so high and the return is so minimal that it's not worth it. People who do CRT say that they're generally safe unless you try to open it up and touch it directly, because you still have a lot of charge even after you unplug it. They say, you have to weigh their advice based on how expert they are at what they are. Okay, if the experts are saying they're generally safe, they're not saying that because it's actually safe. They're saying that because they're experts, because they're actual experts at what they do. And so it's like, you have to realize that it's safe for them because they know what to do. They know exactly what causes you to blow up. There's a diagram image going around where it's like, there's like 4 or 5 components in there that'll kill you, and you have to be able to recognize it visually. You have to know how to like discharge the entire thing so that you don't die. And that's with expert knowledge. So like, again, you have to apply Dunning-Kruger to yourself, okay? I'm not saying this as if you're stupid, but just to make sure that you don't die. This is a very important thing to think about, okay? When an expert says to you that this naturally dangerous thing is safe generally as long as you follow these guidelines, they're saying that because they're an expert who follows those guidelines, who knows how to follow those guidelines, and who won't make mistakes. The thing is, when you're new to it, you're going to make a mistake, and those mistakes are going to be costly. So always keep that in mind when you work on new stuff, that it's going to be like, weighed against, like the advice that you're going to get is weighed against the expert. Like if you ask me how to make a website, I go, yeah, it's easy. It's not easy. If you actually look into what goes into making one to launch it, it's not that easy. But I've done it for so long that it's like, yeah, it's easy. It's a Murphy's Law. Murphy's Law. I don't know what these laws are. Wait, can we make my own law? Can we make my own law? Yes, anything that can go wrong will go wrong. Exactly. That or killing you by following you because it's heavy. Okay, I didn't even think about that. But how small do you have to be to die to a TV? I have to say this, but it's kind of funny to think about. But I feel like if you die to a TV falling on you, that you would have died to anything falling on you because you were so tiny. You know what I mean? It's like Stuart Little dying because a stick falls on him and he just dies. You have a goal now. Can you come back? No. Only if you agree to play to actually take it seriously as everyone else is too. CRTs are heavy though. Yeah, but that heavy to kill you by crushing you? Maybe I'm just that strong. I'm just kidding. Also, here is the manifest from that last one. But yeah, if you do fix it, please do record it so we get to see it. Sorry. Maybe I'm just that manly. If you do fix it, can you please record a vlog so we can see it? And also, if you do fix it, please tell us how it went too, because I've heard that CRTs are kind of annoying to fix too, where it's like it's kind of hard to find bits and pieces now to fix them. At least in my area, apparently it's like very hard to find the parts, and so they're getting more and more expensive. Yeah, shit's heavy AF. It is heavy. Yeah, getting it inside after it was outside for like 7 years was never. Sorry. What? Sorry. No. Wait. What? Don't fix that. Throw it away. don't fix it. Throw it away. What? Yeah, this shit's heavy AF. Getting it inside after it was outside for like 7 years was a nightmare. Don't fix it. It's unfixable. It's gonna explode. Just throw it out. Just throw it away. That's 7 years of that's 7 years of multiple seasons of rain, snow, wind, humidity, heat, rot, bugs living in there. Throw it away. What are you doing? Just go buy your CRT TV. Just save up for it. There's creatures in it. They said it's fine. Just gotta let it acclimate if it was cold outside. No, they're saying it's fine because they're experts. I'm saying you're a madman for doing it. Imagine the spiders. I'm trying to save you from a spider infestation. And rats. I'm trying to save you from spiders and rats. I'm sorry to say it, but I feel like a CRT at that point is just dead. The only CRT that's like worth it is one that was kept inside. Listen, I still have old CRTs, okay? But we keep them in a well-maintained storage section of the home. Very well maintained storage section. You love spiders. You remember them and give them names. Okay, I forgot that this person's a freak. I forgot that this chatter is a freak. You feel bad for Nagi now. Well, okay, look. You feel bad for them, but ultimately it's just the consequences of their own actions, right? I didn't do anything untowards to them. I just did the natural consequences of a system that is designed around the idea of being accountable and playing within the system and playing by the rules, right? That's what the system is. All who do not respect the circle will be left to rot, and they will be fired on, like, the gun will fire on the spot the moment that somebody tries to break the system. Also, because I just thought it was funny. I just thought it was funny because of the, like, it was a funny joke because of the juxtaposition there. Spiders are the best. People shy. You have spiders than random bugs in your apartments. I clearly none of you have black widows in your area or brown recluses. The one bite and buddy, that's a neurotoxin. It's gonna eat you alive. I would rather have spiders than random bugs too. Okay. But I would not have. If I could choose, I would have neither. I don't have random bugs right now. I don't need spiders too. You have black widows. I have nothing to say to you. Actually, okay. You've actually won up my point, and you've proven me wrong, and then you've proven me wrong. and so now, and and so now, sorry. Spider is so cute. Spiders take care of the other bugs. They do. But it's like, if I don't have bugs in the first place, then I don't need spiders. And so it's like, I only like spiders if I have other bugs. But once the bugs are gone, I no longer need spiders. And so I have to evict all the spiders. And then it's done. But yeah. Well, sorry. Also, the project manifest. This is the project manifest from Mint. So we get to see their MIA. What is even the site? Affine.pro. Wait, you're a pro? Oh my god, you're a pro user. Welcome to Affine. What is it? What is Affine? All-in-one knowledge OS. Sorry, this is called an all-in-one knowledge operating system. Black widows stay in one spot, and brown recluses are not in this area, even though people think that. They use wolf spiders with them. How do they confuse a wolf? Isn't the wolf spider the one where it's huge and it has like a million babies on its back? That's crazy. I also didn't know that black widows stay in one spot. That's actually freaky, but I guess that does make sense. They don't really move much. Affine is like Notion, but open source. No shit, really? Wow. Wow. Wait, Chad, thank you. Okay, you know what? Thank you for sharing your thing. I always wondered, because this is the thing about Notion, is that they give you very little. Notion gives you very little, and they don't really give you much at all. And what they give you in return for the free version is basically nothing. And so to have a Notion alternative that gives you this, but for a much better pricing of open source, that's pretty good. Affine AI. Fucking AI. Fucking AIs! Wait, so what's this? Local FOSS plus Cloud Basic. Just a universal editor to let you play. So you're on the Pro plan, which gives you everything in the FOSS and Basic, plus more storage, up to 10 members, community support, and real-time syncing and collaboration for more people. Oh, you're not Pro. You can host it yourself. Wait, so is this hosted by yourself? Wait, so, but you're not Pro. The URL is just Pro. Sorry. So, but that's genius, because it makes you sound cooler. Wait, how much does it cost to get a, can I see it? Cloudflare domain. I think use Cloudflare's thing to look for domains, because they usually don't, like, do the thing where they buy it. I don't know. Let's do accountability circle.pro. Oh shit, chat, it's available. $20 wait, is this a month or a year? That's a year. Wait, actually that's not that cheap. Sorry. That's not that expensive. Wait, I could get it even cheaper for the UK. The accountability circle.uk looks like an official government website though. Accountability circle.vip.management. Wait, it's actually not that bad, chat. CardGuesser was $10. Really? Holy shit. Wait, is CardGuesser on a pro domain? I actually didn't look at the URL last time we played it. Carguessa.com. Wait, you got the .com for $10? Wait, actually, that's the same with the mine. I got mine for $10, and I was like, oh, good. So, no joke. The reason why I chose this name is because it was $10, and because the other person who had the name on Twitch is just AFK. But yeah, this is cool. I didn't know this. And self-hosted means that you're responsible for everything, including collaboration. But you also don't have to deal with the cloud stuff, so you get it yours. Chat, you may have just given me something to use. Because I was thinking to myself, maybe it'd be nice to have something that's a bit more visual. Because I'm going to be honest, this is my Emacs right now. So I keep trying to find these plugins to add different things. And my notes are okay, but the problem with my notes is that very often there's like, note taking is also a visual element too, and there's also stuff to do with it too, but it's like kind of painful because you have to get images done separately, and you can kind of do them within it, but it's also like the plugins kind of suck. I can't show you. It takes forever to start. Sorry, I'm still fixing something. Believer plan. What? Holy shit, $500? Oh, but it's a one-time purchase. Everything in Athene Pro, lifetime personal usage, 1 terabyte cloud storage. But this is, wait, it's a recurring. Do you see this? Recurring equal lifetime. Wait, so you pay $500 recurring. I'm sorry, are you a madman? Are you a madman? But this is sick. Thank you for showing me this. This is going to be handy for next time. 500 per lifetime. That's good. Holy shit, 500 per lifetime per life. That's chat. That's good. That's actually really good. Maybe more than Notion and Miro. Athene is a next-gen knowledge base. Wait, so there's more than Notion or Miro? I'm gonna start this just to remember. You can buy the domain Nog.e for 20. You have to buy that. You have to buy that, please. You have to buy Nog.e. But what is the IE domain? What's that one again? It's for the country of Ireland. It's classic British person squatting on Irish land. Classic British move, eh? Squatting on Irish land, taking over Irish land for your own personal use. You fuckers. You also make diagrams. Yeah, sorry. That's the thing that I'm missing the most from something. Remember when I was using whatchamacallit? Let me just open the projects folder because this thing has like a bunch. Remember when I was using Obsidian? It was nice to be able to do things like diagrams, but it needed like a plugin, right? And even for Emacs, there's a plugin for it, but it's kind of like painful to use. So it's like I don't really want to use it. Whereas like having something that's built in would be really, really nice to have, because then I could just do a diagram talking about my VR chat world where it's about a Shibari or where I could talk about the Jonathan Blowjob world. Is pen and paper too simple for making plans? It's not too simple. It's not that it's too simple. It's that I don't trust myself to keep those pieces of paper safe. I don't trust myself to keep it safe. Because the thing is, I really like pen and paper, right? But I'm already on the computer doing all of this stuff, and so having to switch context to the pen and paper is just an annoying thing that I have to do. But more than that, I don't have any system to organize or to take care of them. So it's like I would lose the pieces of paper within a day, I think, and it'd be over for me. And so it's like, it would be painful. On top of that, honestly, while pen and paper is nice, it's really hard to get away from things like being able to search for things. Like if I want to find out where my Shibari thing is, I can just do this. And I can find Shibari. Multiple concepts based around the idea of Shibari, where I'm like, this is nice. Like, look, Shibari RPG WarioWare style, turn-based Shibari game, Soup Rooms, The Muppets Shibari. I can just learn about every Shibari idea that I've ever had. And all it takes is a single search. And that's the one thing that I do feel like I can't get away from. Someone yoink it and resell nog.ie for 500. You're 1/4 Irish, it is your birthright. True? It is now yours. There's pretty notebooks you can get. Hobo Nietzsche. Sorry, Hobo Books? What's called Hobo Books? The Hobo Nietzsche is a life book. A life book? What the fuck is a life book? Life book? We ship to Canada. What? I'm in Germany, buddy. Handy uses for storage items. Quokka. Hobonichi. Hobonichi Tekko. You wanted one. You wanted one of these Hobonichis? So expensive. Wait. Hello, Mod. How are you? And also, how do you... Wait, aren't you going to play badminton today? Go play badminton. Isn't there something about writing versus typing that writing was better for retaining info? Yes, writing was better for retaining info. However, I will say this: as somebody who suffers from permanent brain damage, neither really helped me. Either way, I'm not that. I don't remember things very well in the first place. You can kind of tell something's wrong with me here, but I can't really remember. I don't remember things too well. It's expensive but worth it. How's the mod know about this? Why do you need a hobo book? Yeah, why do you need a hobo book? But also, now, look at this though. Detective Conan, $100 by the way, but it looks so sick. It's Detective Conan. It has keys. I'm sorry, this is sick. I would spend $100 for this, chat. I would spend $100 for this. But what exactly is so special about them that makes them so interesting? Because once you run out of paper, what do you do? If you run out of paper, how do you get more paper? Or is it that you can fill it with as much paper as you want? You have the Moomin one? Yo, you have the Moomin one. What? There's the Tamagotchi one? What? There's a Junji Ito one. Holy shit. It's an insert. So it surrounds your note itself, but it helps you keep it organized in the sense of like you won't be able to lose it, and you can like place things in it. I see what you mean. It's like an organizer for your notebook that you insert inside of it. Also, this shot, very good shot. And also, I see that they styled her exactly the same way. They actually did a very good job. This is a very interesting, if weirdly Junji Ito style shot. This is a cool book, actually. You know what, chat? Maybe I do want one. Because this is the thing. I do still use paper notes. I use paper notes very, very often. But I just have no organization system. So I'm not kidding you. On my desks and in my there's three places that I put notes. I put a note. So I put notes on my desk. I put notes on my shelf, and I put notes under my sink. I'm not even kidding you. That's the only place I could think of that I would never forget, because I go to the sink very often. So I put a bunch of notes. There's a stack of notes under my sink, including my passport. So if it ever gets wet, I'm duped. So maybe that's what it will help me. It comes with the 2026 plan book. Oh, so it comes with that. Oh, okay. I see how this is. You want a scroll. Yes, toilet paper works too. You could use toilet paper. But that is funny. That is funny. Midwife. What? Midwife? Shows study journal. What? I could be a midwife? Yo, what the hell is this? That thing's crazy. Sho is a midwife who's making the most of her Hobonichi Techo to keep up with her English days alongside her work life. Huh. I guess it's... Wait, so does the planet paper, is that for first-time users? What is the Hobonichi Techo? The Hobonichi Techo is for you to fill out with every aspect of your life that you'd like day by day. So what's funny is that I also do have a notebook that's like this, but I have a notebook that's kind of like this. It's like a small leather notebook, and I actually ran into that problem of I'm running out of space. I had to erase some of the pages to make space for things again. So maybe this would help me, because I do like the feel of it to be able to carry things around. But is there a really small one that's super small? Sorry, do I keep up with the Japanese stationery awards? What do you mean the Japanese stationery awards? What do you... YouTube.com. Japanese Stationery Awards. Wait. Everybody save this. Everybody save this. We need to go back to the accountability circle, okay? We need to go back to the accountability circle. We need to actually get this done, okay? They did this. They did that. They have a project manifest. They showed us the project manifest. We went there. And they went to and then they went to IKEA. What is this?
Do this shit back in goddamn grade school. Do this shit back in goddamn grade school. Do this shit back in goddamn grade school.
That is not how you lift anything, by the way. That is not how you lift things. You lift things in a dead... You lift things in a deadlift squat. Right. Like, you have to lift things in a deadlift squat. He's going to die. Exactly. You lift with your legs. He's going to die. That's going to be you, chat. There's always a relevant German clip. But, yeah, because it's funny, too, because, like, when you've been doing things for, like, I don't know, for, like, 20 years, I feel like you have enough of a library to always refer back to. You could theoretically just stream by replaying your old clips. He gets distracted so easily. I got distracted. I didn't even look at Enter Manifest. Oh shit. You're right. Sorry. This is the last one. We'll look at the manifest because that's the final thing. And they wanted to do a living document, not a fix. It captures the base vision. They wanted to do they wanted to provide a comprehensive reference for these things, like the tech stack, the framework. For future development, they wanted to use these things, as well as the host and the additional stuff, like what to use as a reference. And they wanted to look at the structure of it. Or damn, you even put the structure out. I basically don't even care about the structure of things. However, I'm glad that you did this because as a side tangent, I've been thinking about this as a problem. I've been thinking about this problem and I've been thinking of making something for it. It's a way to explore and to categorize the files of a project in such a way that you can group them together by logical groups, not just by file structure. Because I feel like file structures are too painful. Like file structures don't really work very well because different file formats and the ways that build tools work is that you might require a folder to only be full of a certain type of file, even though technically other file formats are related to the concept. And so really what I was thinking about was an entirely different way of grouping things together that would be on top of the usual file structure, such that the build system could have its own understanding using the file structure, but then you could build your own sort of knowledge base of any code base, such that you can group things together logically based on their concepts. I just need some time to think about it, but that's something that I have thought about. Because this thing that you do here, this is exactly what more projects need, so people can start working on it. This was primarily what I used to do, was like actually build an understanding of projects so that I could actually work on it. And same with like helping other teams work on it too. And there's nothing really like this for most places. So I'm glad that you did this. The structure needs fixes, but it's about right. How is Nagi allowed to post? He was allowed to post because this is an open channel. As far as I can tell, there's actually no permissions on this channel. I don't actually know how to add them. So it's like anyone can technically join and then leave. It's I say that there's a door, but really there's nothing there's no real door. You really need structure, yes, or else your code will become faster. I think that's true of everything. Yeah. Here, let me drink some water. I think every single project needs structure, otherwise it all goes off the rails. Because there's no way to capture the complexity of everything that you're doing sort of haphazardly in a way that will make sense long term. It's sort of why note-taking is such a weird, fascinating thing that people get deep into, because note-taking is really programming of the pieces of your life. It's not really programming in the sense that you can build new functionality from your notes, but in a way that structuring and that organizing of ideas and concepts, that portion of it really does feel related to the idea. And it's a reason why notes taking is such a massive, seemingly, and we'll check out the stationery awards after, segment of the market, because it's very, very easy to get lost when it's all haphazard. Quickie has no power over us. It was all an illusion. Riot, no goals for us. We're free. And the gun is loaded. I'm gonna shoot. Message deleted. Message deleted. Power retained. But yeah, this is cool. I'm glad that you did this, because it is true. I think structure is very important. I actually think that more people need more structure, and it helps a lot in being able to build your velocity. I also think that file systems are a terrible way of building structure, because file systems and build systems tend to sort of go hand in hand, and I think that's terrible for organization. Because again, even for something like a web build tool, okay? A lot of web build tools, for instance, expect your static assets in a very specific folder. And that doesn't really work, because your static asset might actually be a part conceptually of a piece of your website. Like, this static asset might be a part of your editor, but you can't have it be a part of your editor because it's gone. It sucks. Like, you just can't have that. And so what you have to do is you have to keep it separate and remember in your mind that it's related to this thing, which doesn't make any sense. Realistically, if these concepts are related, they should be in the same folder. But I digress. For some reason, programmers have decided that file structures and file formats go hand in hand, and not file structures and logical groupings, which is actually the way that it should be done. You have a media folder, not a PNG folder. But for some reason, programmers and build tools have never really caught up to that idea. So, congratulations. This is a great thing. Project Structure Philosophy. The architecture follows the couple pattern where each layer should be separated and work standalone. Concrete render rate is injected via its constructor, so swapping backends should be require zero changes to the code, to the logic code. I like how you do this too, because it's, however, it's interesting because I can't imagine ever wanting to change this, because I can't imagine how painful this would be. But it would be fun to try. Pure logic primary state here, rendering that with UI layer stateless API. This is this is very organized. You did this in plain text? Like, you actually typed this by yourself in plain text? Each and every single arrow? That's impressive, by the way. Because that's very painful. Very, very painful. By the way, did you know that this is a thing? What was it again? It's called the... What? Oops. How do I do, like, a... How do I do like a... Sorry, just give me a second. Did you know that... actually, artist mode. Does it work here? Oh, it doesn't work here. God damn it. I was going to show you a thing. Emacs has an artist mode, but I forgot to set it up, where you could just draw this yourself. It's very, very handy. But yeah, congratulations. You actually did this. This is very painful. Follows very heavily Figma's data model. Does Figma have a... Wait, did Figma publish their stuff? Their model and stuff? Wow. Put Krita down. Put Krita down. Sorry. I didn't mean to start drawing. Sorry. But yeah, this is good. Chat, I'm very glad that you have this, because planning is nice. And good luck to you. I wish you all the best. Everyone, you've succeeded. Some of you have failed. Some of you were shot. They have a plugin API. So I didn't know that. I did not know that. We're done all the goals. Including Lloyd. Including them. They wanted to get some me time, but they couldn't get some me time. They actually did like a double whammy all at once, so I kind of forgot about this. But yeah, this week was extremely difficult for all of us, okay? I get it. This is a hard week. But you know what? That's why the circle is here. Because if not this week, then next. And if not next week, then sometime in the future. Because this is something that I need to remind everyone. You have your whole life ahead of you. Don't feel like it's over. Don't feel like you have to do something. You have 80 years left to live. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know. But there's still a tomorrow. And I want you to remember that there's still a tomorrow. So as of this moment forward, I want you to think about the next things that you're going to do in the next accountability circle that will happen on not March 30th. I need like an actual Discord timestamp. On the next Monday. 80 years, you wish. Sorry, some of us have 80 years. Some of us have 80 years. Some of us are closer to. Some of us are getting very close to dying. But because of that, I want you all to take your time and live for yourself. Live for yourself. Live and make your dreams come true, chat. That's what the accountability circle is for. It's going to be here every single year, unlike German.
Do this shit back in goddamn grade school.